Yeah, so let's talk about my top 5 protagonists. Hey everyone, Inks here, and today we're going to be doing something fun, a top my top 5 list where I will be discussing my top 5 protags. So, sit back and relax and let's get started. Okay, so number 5 is Yatoro Yagachi from Blue Period. Now, first up, I have, well, or should I say, fifth up is Yatoro from Blue Period, which is perhaps my newest read, yet reading his story about him trying to find himself through through his discovery of the arts, I can heavily relate to him because of that. Now, I know what it feels like to truly not connect with the outside world until you find that passion, until you find that drive that you need to basically feel alive. And well, reading his story, even though I am like only, I want to say around chapter 10, so still kind of new to it, but like I said, I can like I can heavily relate with his passion because while Yaguchi communicates through his art and he's trying to find himself through the world of painting, I connect with others through my writing, or in this case, sometimes through my YouTube channel. And yeah, so that's the reason why he is on my top 5 protagonist list. Yes, there are like other characters who I could have put before him, but at the same time, um it's only been a few stories that has made me tear up a bit, that has made me feel some type of emotional connection to him. I mean, yeah, to them. Not to mention that the anime is coming out, and I am really excited about that. Like, I did not think that I would enjoy a manga about painting so much, but just like my boy Yaguchi, who is like also one of the most wholesome guys ever. It's like he's pure, he's wholesome, and he's just really fun to read about. And if you haven't read this manga yet, then then please just do it, okay? Just give it a chance. Alright? So number 4 is Fruits Basket, okay? AKA going to be talking about Toru Honda. So yeah, I feel like Toru might be an odd choice, especially if you never read or watched the series. But for me, Fruits, Fruits Basket is one of my top series, and this is coming from a person who is not biggest social fan. Yet Toru and her story, her trying to help the Somers, Toru, who is like in a way one of the most perfect representations of that saying of behind a smile, that person is like probably going through so much pain. And okay, so the thing with Toru is that I can understand why some people might consider her a a, a Mary Sue, as in she's cute and wholesome, and she just knows the right things to say. It's like Toru can do no wrong. But the thing about Toru is that she is the type of character who is more concerned about the people around her than like her own well-being. So it's like a nice balance between her and the Somas. It's like she helps out the Somas, but at the same time, the Somas help her out. So, like I said, it's like a nice balance, okay? And like I said, I mean, Toru is just this bright, happy, cheerful girl who you would have never realized that she is going through a lot. And I mean a lot. But because of her personality, because of like her cheerful nature, and because FruitsBasket is one of the only shoujos that I like, okay? Like I said, I am not the biggest shoujo fan, but this series, because of Toru and the rest of the characters, I had to put Toru on this list. So yeah, number 4 is Toru Honda. Okay, so we are on number 3 right now, and number 3 is Light Yagami. And there is like a good reason for that, because Death Note is the reason why I fell in love with manga. Now, it's not my first manga. If I remember correctly, I think my first manga was either Beck or it was Asu Daio something manga. Like, I can't remember the name of it, but Death Note is the manga that made me realize how much I love this medium. And reading Light's story, from him being this top student to his fall from grace, made me realize that manga wasn't just battle shonens after battle shonen. It's like, before I read Death Note, most of the things that I consumed was your stuff like Naruto and, you know, just like your average battle shonen, until I got into Death Note. And I remember because I was at my library and I seen the 13th volume, and I'm like, okay, like this looks pretty cool. So I gave it like a quick little read, and it's like, okay, so I have to like find out more about the story, which I did. And even though Death Note isn't your typical battle shonen, it is in a way a very unorthodox battle shonen. So I don't know, but this seeing Light taking a more villainous role, even though he was the protagonist, I have not read that type of dynamic before. So I was used to like the protagonist just being like this very heroic character, but Light was the protagonist playing the role of a villain, and this seeing him in L, who by the way is my favorite character of Death Note, seeing his rivalry with L truly made the story 10 times better for me. So yeah, number 3 is Light. Okay, so number 2 is Dr. Kinzo Tenma. Yes, number 2, Dr. Tenma from Monster. Now look, Johan is regarded as one of the best antagonists ever, and you know what? I understand why. He is my top number 1 for a reason. But we have to give our props to Tenma, because just like Johan, he drives the story. Him and Johan are a perfect match. The best way to describe him the best way to describe Tema is that he is everything good about humanity, our caring nature, that light that we all have in us. And just going down the mystery of Monster with him, I realized that this wholesome doctor is half of the reason why Monster is my number one pick for the best manga ever. Okay, so number one really shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. I mean, I've made videos on why Guts is my top protagonist, and to me, he is a monster with a innocent soul. Not to mention, he is perhaps one of the best ways that you write a protagonist. His physical appearance, it draws you in. His personality, it also draws you in. Alright? And Guts, okay, yeah, like, you could consider him a very edgy boy, but at the same time, just because a character is dark and edgy does not mean that they make for the best protag. If that was the case, then Toru will not be on my list at all, because Toru is not edgy, okay? But as much fun as I have with Guts being the edgy boy that he is, that's not my favorite part about him. My favorite part is when we get to see those rare glimpses of his more human side. And that, as I said before, Guts seems like this scary monster, but deep down, Guts is like a very simple person. I feel like the thing that I feel like the thing that Guts will probably want the most is just being able to live with Casca, alright? I don't know, like maybe they have like 2 kids, 1 son, and like 1 daughter. And he's just living like a simple, happy life with his family. And that's the reason why Guts is like one of the best written characters ever. Okay? But this seeing him struggle through his childhood, finding his bonds with the Hawks, finding love with Casca, only to have all of that just taken away. His humanity is just tempted at every turn. And one of these days, I might do a updated video of why Guts is my top protagonist. But for now, just think of this as a quick summary of why he is. Like I said, his personality, okay, the way that he acts like a monster, but deep down, you can tell that he is a good person. His physical appearance, because look, if your protagonist does not have a good physical appearance, then 9 times out of 10, it is not going to draw the reader in when they first open up the story. But a good physical appearance, a good personality, not to mention his story, it makes you want to connect with him even more. So yeah, Guts is my number 1. He will always be my number 1. And yeah, so that was my top protagonist list. Now, remember, this is all based on my opinion, okay? And so, whether or not you agree or disagree, I just want to thank you for this taking the time to check out this video. Also, drop some of your top protags in the comments below. And if you want to hear more rambling or my thoughts on manga and anime, then perhaps hit that like button, and also don't forget to subscribe and to also hit that notification bell. It would mean a lot to me. And my goal for like 2021 is to hopefully reach 200 subs before January 1st, 2022, and I am halfway there. Okay, so if you want to help me reach 200, then please, if you want to, hit that sub button. But anyway, this is Inks, and I will see you guys later.